Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I'm bringing you some critical information that is important. Most of you are in there doing your work, knocking your work out on time. But today I want to spend a little time inside of NetLabs because I want to make sure you understand how to utilize this tool, because some people are starting to misuse it, and I want to get everybody on the right path. Okay. So one of the things I want to start is this. If you know you're going to be at home at a particular time and you want to reserve a slot in NetLabs, email me a time and a slot that you want to reserve, and I'll plug you in for that time in that slot. That means I'll block out that time and slot for you to go in and do your work. But what's most important is this. If you say you're going to work at that time, you have to utilize that time. Some people are going in here and they putting in all these extraordinary times and just locking the system up. Guys, and when I'm saying guys, I know I got women in here too, so please don't get offended. You have to understand, I only allowed one part to be used for this class. So that means we have to work as a team, not as an individual. Individuals want to take everything. Teams work together. So I want everybody out there to send me a time when they know they'll be at home and they know they want to do the work, so we can start reserving slots. And then if something is open that's extra, you can go in there and do it. But if you know you're going to jump on the computer at 1 o'clock, but you're going to lock it up until 1 o'clock comes, that's not cool. Just simply go in at 1 o'clock or 30 minutes before 1 o'clock and reserve a slot. But don't lock up the entire system, people. Don't do that. That's not cool. Now, if everyone send me an email at a time or date that they know they will be utilizing and they'll be in there, then I'll just start managing slots so you can get in there and do your work. But make sure that you start at that time and complete it. What you should really be doing is, when you come up here, you should be going in here and looking at the slots that's in there, and then making sure you choose a time that you can actually start doing the work right then and there. And the best way to do it is when you wake up early, you know you want to do your work. So just wake up, say, put a slot in there, shoot me an email, Professor Sistrunk, I am going to be working on mine at 1 o'clock. But don't choose 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock and lock the whole system up. Do not do that. Let's be team cyber. I'm just making stuff up. Team cyber or whatever. Okay. So with that being said, you're going to see me come kick you out. If you're not actually in there working, I'm going to kick you out. It's just, if you don't like it, that's life, but I can't have you holding the slot. Now, if you want to get in there at a particular time, you're going to see me go in there and clear out slots that are open up for these extraordinary times, and then you're going to get upset, but you can just email me. But anyway, stay in contact with me, because I have people sending me emails talking about they can't even get in there to do their labs. Now, for those individuals who are waiting to the last minute to do their labs, I have no mercy for you. You should be doing a lab every day. If you know me, and some of you don't, but if you know me, I say do a lab every day. If you do a lab every day, you won't have to sit up one day and do a bunch of labs. For those individuals, and you know who you are, who wait for one day to try to go in there and do 5 and 6 labs, guess what? Sorry, that's life if you can't get in there and do it. Manage your time. Do a lab every day. You could have a job working. You could be doing this and that, but you should be able to do one lab. These labs really don't take no more than 30 minutes to an hour. So you can't block out an hour in your day to knock out one of your premier assignments. Come on, people, really? Okay. So this particular lab is called 2.2 point 1, point 10, and it's simply creating a user account. Now you can start seeing me roll out a lab every day. So, and when I get through with my labs, I'm gonna close the account so somebody else can come right in and do the lab. So that's another thing. If you set it up for an hour and it only takes you 20 minutes, close it. Once you complete it, make sure the account closed. I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna walk through it so you can make sure in the lab. People, it's a big old word up there in red saying in. Well, you want me to spell it out for you? In the lab. Because if you don't end it, it stays open and that slot is still taken. So end it. Okay. So create user account. Now the idea behind this is to teach you how to create user accounts. Most of you already know how to do that. You already did the lab, but the reason I want you to do it again and again and again, if I pull this lab down here, and you can see this lab, it says here part 1, creating a new local user account. It says here, reviewing user account policies. Man, it was hard getting that one out. Okay, modifying local user accounts. What that means is this. Once you go through this lab, all you need to know now is how to do this. Once you do it once, you do it twice, you don't need any of this information anymore. You are skilling yourself up to the point where if I say create a user account, you know how to do it blindfolded. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're doing. So now at the end of this, you should only have these 3 things up here. So if I pull you to the side, and some of you know I'm gonna pull you to the side, and I'm gonna give you stuff like this. Hey, lab, create user introduction and create this account. I'm not gonna give you the rest of it. I'm gonna see what you do. Do you know how to do it? That's how you skilling yourself up. That's how you learn how to fix these systems that's out there. This here is considered what we call a ticket. Sometimes a ticket only has the bare minimum information in there, and you have to know how to solve, or as we like to say, resolve that problem based on the information that you are given. Now, when you're in your amateur state, you get something like this, creating a new user account, and you like, what? You call the person and ask them why they want you to do that. But when you get really good, you don't have to ask people. You know what to do because you have a ticket. And for those of you who don't understand what a ticket is a job that we receive to do to fix a problem or resolve an issue in our particular company. And there's a lot of ticketing applications in there. We'll talk about a few as we go on. But if you want to know one right now, remember, it's the one out there that's really big called Track It. Go look it up. It's an entire ticketing system. And I explain more on what a ticketing system is for in the IT industry. But it's so many different ones out there. You know, SolarWinds has it. Everybody got their own ticketing system. I think I said that right, Solar something. But anyway, so the thing is, you need to know how to read a ticket at the bare minimum. You're not going to get all of this information here. You're going to get the bare minimum, and you need to know how to do it. So let's go in here and do it now. We're 9 minutes into this. So, of course, I reserved this. I click on it. I got 46 minutes left. It's building up right now. It says here, you have 45 minutes to complete this project. I have my typology. You should know what a typology is. It's just a visual breakdown or visual look at your network. That's your typology. But if I needed my content, here's the content right here. The same content I just showed you. And I had a student tell me, oh, Professor Sistrunk, the content that's in here is different than the content that's in there. Really? Did you really just say that? No, it's not. It's many different variations or slight changes to it, but it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, and I just moved that over there for the fun of it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I'm going back to my topology. Okay, we're a solid 10 minutes in here. Make sure you watch all of these videos. I have people calling me and they only watch part of the video, and I know they watch part of the video because I know what I put in there. The next thing you want to do is click on statistics, because you want to make sure all of your machines are up and running. See, you didn't know that. You have to wait a little while to make sure all your machines are up and running, people. Sometimes you'll have to go get you a cup of tea or a glass of water or something so your machines can come up. But this is the way to check and see where your machines are at. A lot of you already know that, but we still got some amateurs in here. No, let me stop playing. I'm having too much fun. Okay, now we have our machines. We have our CyberOps machine, we got our Kali, we got all these different machines out there. I'm tired of reading them all off, so you don't see me bypass them. But the one that I really want to make sure I go to right now is just the Windows machine, because I'm going to use the Windows machine. It says here, require a Windows PC. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my Windows machine and get it up and running. So here's my Windows machine, and of course I got to do Control-Alt-Delete. Now do not go to the keys on your computer and hit Control-Alt-Delete. Just simply go up in here. You're going to see Control-Alt-Delete. You click it. That was one of the things the individual didn't know how to do. He didn't know how to turn the machine on. And it's not his fault. Don't think that. No, you're learning. People, you only panic when you start accusing yourself of something that you just don't know. No panic. Have fun. Enjoy. That's what we're here for. As you can see, you got two accounts on here. You got an administrator and you got a cyber ops user. We want to use the cyber ops user in this particular lab. Let me check and make sure. Yes, I do. Now, the thing is, what is the password to the cyber ops user? I don't know. Do you know? It says here, log into the computer with an administrator account. Then it says the account for the cyber ops user. You going through the lab, you want to make sure that you understand the particulars of this particular lab. Okay? So you hit Control-Alt-Delete, you log in, and of course for the CyberOps user, and all lowercase is simply, oh man, I'm typing it, nothing is coming up. It's simply CyberOps, and we'll use that all the way through the course. Okay, so it's going to be CyberOps. Don't worry. Relax. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I am. I know you're saying, Professor Sistrunk, did you have something to drink today? No, I don't drink. Anyway, moving forward, let's continue to have a little more fun. So we logged in under the administrative account. It wants us to go to the control panel. So I'm going to click on the start window down here. And then I want to go to the control panel. But I'm going to tell you something that's really cool. If you have skill sets, you can follow it step by step. But as you get good, you know you can just come here and type in CON. And it'll show you the control panel right there. And all you got to do is click it. So you're going to develop a skills by going through the labs, but you're going to start getting better where you can learn how to do the shortcut. But first, just follow the lab so you can make sure you have this down. So I'm going to open that up. Now it wants you to use the small icons, and then it wants you to go to the user icon, user accounts. You see that? Click on that. There it is. Now it shows you this whole breakdown of how to go in and set up these different accounts. Okay, so you clicked on user accounts. And if you see me turning my head, I'm just making sure that I'm following along, making sure I'm in the right place. And it's a simple stuff, people. It's real simple. Now, if you install this on your computer, you know that it is simple, because once you do it here, Then you go to your computer and do it. You don't do it on your computer and forget to come do it here. This is the only way I can grade your work. So make sure you do it here first. I know some people were actually doing a lot of work on their own systems and uploading the document, but how can I check and see if you did the work correctly? I need it in here. So this week I'm giving you the opportunity to make sure you get all of your labs completed in here. Do it, because next week is dangerous week. Okay, I'm having fun. People, you know I gotta have fun. If you know me, you know I like laughing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and click on Manage User Account. Once we click on that, it has here the administrative local account and it has the CyberOps account. Now, on your particular computer, that may look a little different, but that's okay. It should look a little different on your home computer, but we're doing it on here. But you still need to know how to do it on a computer outside of here. So practice. That's all you got to do. So right now it says here we got manage accounts. So now we want to make sure that we add an account. So it says click add a user account. It's not talking about one of these. It's talking about right here. I click on it. Now it's asking us to add a user. But the one thing you always got to remember when you add the user is that you may not have that user information. It says here add a user, Windows open, provide such and such, such and such, and you're going to create a user and create a password. So for this particular user, you're going to call the user. I love these names. Keep it simple, Sam. Then you're going to add a password in here. And the password is going to be, of course, train. You have a document. So, and remember, the way you see these passwords issued out, it's a reason why we do these passwords like this. We pretty much don't want nobody to hack in a system by getting your password, correct? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the password hint. In the industry, we do not utilize that section called password hint. This is a key to remember when you're working in the tech industry. We literally go in the back of the system, you know, inside of default settings and stuff, and we wipe this out because we don't want to have a hint on there. So you would never see this, but for these particular labs, you practicing with it. So if you ever working in a real world situation, which you all will be doing soon, make sure if they utilizing this, you say, hey, we want to remove this box right here because we don't want a person to have, either you know your password or you don't in the industry. But we can always give the person an opportunity to create another password. So we'll really remove this box. It's important that you don't have that box. Hackers can get this box and then they can, you know, run scripts that can actually hack your system. So just remember that when you see password hint, at home you do it, but in the real world, no, we don't want you utilizing that. So we're gonna click next. And from next, we're going to click finish. Now we just created a user account. So that user will be able to go in here and actually utilize this account. Now I want you to think of this like this. We're doing this on a system. This system is a server. If we were putting this on a real server, well, in this particular case, it's a client computer. But if we were putting this inside of a server, which is Active Directory, this person can go anywhere in the company and begin to actually log into the systems in the company, unless we put restrictions, which you got to be a real bad actor for us to start restricting us. And we have some bad actors out there. I can tell you a few horror stories. Guys come to work and want to look at the porn industry. What's with that? You at work. but it's bad actors out there. Okay, so we just gotta let them know, no, you cannot do that. Now it says to log in, so we're gonna go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and do that. Log out, and I might be taking a long way. I shouldn't be going this way, but I'm gonna do it anyway and click continue. I'm just gonna go all the way out. I could have switched users, but instead I'm just gonna go ahead and log out. And you know this too because you did the lab, but you're gonna see me now just go back every day doing labs. I'm gonna show you, I want to get you disciplined to the fact that every day you want to do a lab. Okay, I'm gonna power the system on, power on. Now the system is gonna come up, and then I'm gonna be able to log in. You're gonna see the new account. Now sometimes, remember this, sometimes when you create an account, a person may not have that particular account in there, so you have to shut the system down and restart it. That's one of the normal things that we do out there. Sometimes when things don't automatically take, I mean, we used to have to do it a lot back in the day, but now you really don't have to do it. But here's the account right here, and you can just go right ahead and log in. If I remember the password, you know, I probably probably forgot the password, right? No. Let's see if we can get it now. Okay. Okay, let's make sure it works. Now, if it don't work, don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. Just say professor. And it didn't work. That's because I'm typing fast, people. And you see right here, it gave you the hint. In the real world, this is a no-no. You do not create something like that. But for this class, we just having fun. Okay. I type real fast, people, so sometimes things don't work. As you can see, I'm in now. Now, it normally takes a little time to set up the account, but you can see that this person is in a real Windows system now. Really simple, really easy to do. So, you learn how to set up an account, and you created a user, and then you logged out and you went back in to make sure that user. Remember, when you're working in the IT industry, one of the most important things is to do, check your work. Don't do something and just assume it's done and walk away. It's been a lot of horror stories when people do that. Always validate your work. Let me say that again. Always validate that your work is done. And this is the way you do it. Just simply log in under the system or have the user log in. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here because now we're going to open up Explorer files and stuff like that. And then we're going to answer a few questions. And then we're going to do reviewing account properties. You know what? I'm just going to jump to the account properties. I'm not going to go through all that creating files and folders. You know how to do that, right? Right? You just follow through the document. So now, we want to go back to the control panel, and you know, like I said, you can come right here and type in control panel, and I'm gonna click on that right there. And in the control panel, we want to go to the system tools. Now, I'm gonna go back to using the small icons, and here's system tools right there. And that's the reason we always say use the small icons, because you get to see everything. Microsoft put things in what they call categories, and these categories sometimes you have to search for it. So that's why we use that. Okay, so we're gonna click on system tools, and in system tools we want to go into what we call the let's make sure control manager. Excuse me, computer manager. Okay. Open that up. I'm gonna blow it up too. Oh, well, blew itself up. And I don't mean Lou. Just open up wider. I should have just said that. Okay, from there we want to click on local users right here, and you can see the local user. And then we want to go to the user file, and you see the individuals in here. Now, if you've been in my Active Directory class, you know exactly what this is. This is how Active Directory function when it comes to users and groups and etc. etc. So that's what you see here. Okay, so this particular video log is getting extremely long, and I'm gonna shut it down because the rest of the stuff you can do on your own. I don't really have to do the particulars of everything. I'm gonna stop making them long, doing a lot of talking, but you gotta really remember I'm also teaching, so it can get long. And right now this video is approximately 25 minutes in. So I'm gonna stop right here because I want you just basically to understand how to do these particulars here. And as you can see, here go the user account here, and I can right click on here and go into properties. I'm not even gonna look at the script because I know what it wants you to do. Then I can go be a member of and make it a member of a particular group. What group do we want it to be a member of? Just so I can look at that real quick. It wants to add in the administrators in here because this individual may be an admin. Okay. So check names, see if we got any admins out there, and it didn't show any. So it wants me to type the whole thing in. I'm not gonna go through that part, that phase right there. But that's basically it. Right now, we would add this in as add a member in this particular group. I want to do that again anyway. I wondered why it didn't actually find that it normally would. Maybe I typed it wrong. Did I? No, I didn't type wrong. Why is it not finding? Well, let's just type the whole thing, right? Let's see if we can check names now. Normally, that's what we'll do. We'll just check the name and see if it's out there and say okay, and it's still not. So either I'm making a mistake in the typing or something like that. But I don't want to take this video to be so long. But the point of it is you will add this individual to a different account. So with that being said, the rest of it is fairly simple and easy. I'm just on 27 minutes, and I know how you guys are. Professor, you 30 minutes into this. And I did a lot of talking anyway. So let's go ahead and complete this lab. This is Professor Sistrunk. I'm sending this out to you. And remember, email me if you want to make sure you reserve a particular time to get in here. Not a day, a time. Okay, on what day. So you can get in here and stop playing around. And I'm going to be more diligent in making sure I pay attention to complete these labs because I want to make sure I get through them all just in case we have other people out there looking at the labs and they really want to do the work. I am also going to create a what I call a Google Drive where you can go get all the labs and play with them. So shoot me an email if you want to get the labs. If you're just doing the work on your computer, you follow it along, you weren't able to get into class and you following along, shoot me an email and I'll make sure that you can get in. But always remember, subscribe to this channel so you can be up to date on what's going on. This is Professor Sistrunk. Have a lovely day and look for the next one.